Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
I put it on loop and then I forget to take it off loop. Hey guys, welcome. Welcome everyone. I'm such a goof. Good grief. I make mistakes every single day. Can you believe that? I hope that you give yourself a really easy time about the mistakes that you probably make every day too. Welcome, Dawn. Welcome. And I'm glad you made it, Dawn. And Nikki, welcome, Nikki and Alyssa. Good evening. It's a Saturday night, you guys. And what are we doing? We're doing mediumship. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Hi, Carly. Oh, Nikki, you're so sweet. Always starting with gratitude. It's such a great way to approach the world, I think. I'm so glad that they heal you, Nikki. That's great. Thanks for being here, Dawn. You know, this wouldn't happen without all of you.
Right.
I'm just saying. It would never happen without you.
We'd be talking to ourselves, Hollis.
Yeah, I guess we would be reading for each other or something, and people would just think we're full of cuckoos anyway. Hi, Ocean. Hey, Samantha. Sounds like your granddad's crossed over, Dawn. Okay. Hey, Carly. It's been a rough few days. Mars hasn't done its retrograde yet. Hi, Nikki. We are all healing, aren't we? All the time. Hi, Jason. Hi, Laura. Welcome, everyone. Medium group is starting to pick up now. They're usually a little bit behind. Oh my gosh. It's 106 degrees in Australia, Tabbie. We're in Colorado. It was a beautiful day yesterday.
Whopping 45 today.
I was it windy down there? It wasn't windy up here. I mean, it was windy up here.
It wasn't too windy here, but it was only 45 degrees. It was sunny, 45 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 10 Celsius, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty cold.
I don't know.
Yeah. yesterday was a pretty nice day. I was down there. I was down in Boulder and I took a walk outside, which is just like in its own presence beautifully.
8 inches of snow on Thursday. 8. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We get snow up here all the time, so so what you guys should know is that Tabbie lives at the bottom of the mountain and in Denver, right? You live in Denver.
Colorado Springs.
Okay, Colorado Springs. So it's like about 2 hours south, but it's down in what I call
down flats. In the valley. Yeah.
Yep, down in the flats. It's still at high altitude, but I think you guys are at like 5,000 feet, 4,000 feet.
Oh, we're 8,500.
Okay, you're at 8,500 feet?
Yeah, at the base of Pikes Peak.
Oh, okay. Because we're at almost 9,000 feet. We're up like literally come to Golden and you go like this. 10 miles literally up the mountain. And so we get snow all the time. And pretty much every other day or so. Yeah.
I'm spoiled, fellas. Our snow usually comes. It lasts for a day and then it
I know.
and it disappears.
Then it melts.
And it's
Yeah.
beautiful outside. But we've had more snow this season than we've had in 5 or 6 years. So
yeah, we used to go to Colorado Springs all the time for my nonprofit. So we would go like twice a month, and especially when we had grants, and we would just drive down there, and we would have a bunch of snow up here, and no snow down there, and it was always a little bit warmer as well. So
Laura says they have 25 inches in Michigan. I would die. I would die.
Well, the 5 feet I got last year, it was last year. We got 5 feet all in one night.
No.
And I walked out and I was like, I'm not even sure my snowblower can handle this. So yeah. Hey, Elaine and Stephanie, great to have you with us. Here we are talking about snow and the weather. Great, Tanya. I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad you caught us. Sorry we had to reschedule on Thursday because it snowed. But and Tabbie had some things to take care of, and now here we are. I just rescheduled it. Thanks for paying attention to that and being willing to listen to that. And I'm sorry that you're sad, Samantha. That sucks. It probably has a lot to do with Mars retrograde. I'm telling you guys, it's the astrology. Okay. I can't say your name. It's your girl. I like Michigan. Michigan's an interesting place. So I'm glad everybody's here. And look at that. Get to ban somebody right away. Hi, Makwa. How you doing? It's great to have you. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. And I'm glad all of you have come, and Bianca. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, Bianca. I couldn't imagine either until it happened. I was glad I had 3 young boys staying in my Airbnb. Yeah. So, hello. Barbara's jealous. I guess
I'd
you
be
are
jealous
right
if I
now.
was in 105, 106 degree weather right now too.
Yeah. Carly, no. It's actually, the universe is wise and loving. So the universe is always pushing you towards growth. It's always pushing you towards healing. And so while things might happen that are unfortunate or hurtful or painful, those things never happen for no reason. They're supposed to happen. Probably to help teach you something or to bring something through, some sort of healing. Because every time we heal from a trauma or something, we gain resilience. That's why like gay people are so like you can't keep them down, because they've been through so much crap that they're extensively resilient. You will never. It's like we're so hard-headed, we'll just keep getting back up. And so that's kind of how that's how the universe works. Yep. That's right, Dawn. Everything happens for you, not to you. That's right. See that? Wisdom. I'd call that wisdom. Hi, Siobhan and Lolly. Welcome. Looks like the group is finally picking up. Hi, Sue, and hi, Carla. I'm glad you're here. We're so glad that you're here. And today, so Tabbie, we didn't get a chance to talk about what kind of style you want to do, because some people do spirit-led readings, which is where they just channel a spirit and see who and then people usually speak up and say, hey, I think that's my grandpa. And then some people like to focus in on one person. What do you think your style might be?
So Hollis, my style is really, I like to connect in with one energy at a time, because when we're doing these big groups, the energies can cross over, and and then it can get confusing for me. Because it's like you're trying to drink from a fire hose and you're like, is it all the same, or do I have 5 different people kind of crossing over energetically? Anybody seen, you guys remember, you're old enough to know, like Ghostbusters, where they're like, don't cross the streams? Like, that's what my brain thinks. It's like, so what I like to do, and the way I like to do my readings, and I do readings in person a lot, and I do group readings. And so when I'm in the space, I like to call in the energy of the person that's coming in. So for me, especially since I'm not face to face with the people that we're working with, it's a lot easier if I can have them put their know their name, so I can connect with their energy, and then the person that they want to connect with. And what I do is I ask my guides to send me who's ready to connect in. And so when my guides send me the person who's ready to connect in, I ask permission for the person who's passed over if I can step into their energy. Because a lot of it's a preference thing, but I come from energetic healing, and energetic healing is I need permission to be in your energy first of all, and then I need permission for the person who's passed over, because just because they're not physically here, they still have sovereignty over their energy, so they can share it with. And that's why when a lot of mediums say that they're blocked, it's because that spirit is like, you don't have permission today, ma'am.
Right,
So
exactly. Yeah, okay. Well,
let's see. So what I'm
so
asking the group to do is, if you're interested in getting a reading, please put your loved one's name that you would like to see me to connect to, and I will pick from the list your loved one, and I'm going to ask permission for you and for me to connect with your loved one. And then if you have a question specifically that you're trying to get from them, that also helps, because it helps me hone in the energy, and then I can get more evidence for what the message is. Otherwise, what ends up happening, Hollis, is I get all this whatever they want to say. And it comes
mhm,
spilling out of my
mhm.
mouth, and sometimes I don't even know that I'm saying it. And so you'll go back and I'll play it back, and I'll be like, I said that? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
most of us, I don't remember my readings either.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember
most of
a
the
lot.
time they just want evidence of, like, the personality traits and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
helps people believe. Okay,
Oh,
so
it looks like we
we
got
got
people
lots
popping
of
in here.
people. Yep, and I tend to pick underprivileged people. So this is Makwa,
Aqua?
and they are an indigenous person from Canada. Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
beautiful. I like her comment. Makwa, your Mama Jane, if she's not too busy. And so Makwa, I'm gonna, with you leaving your comment, I'm taking that as your permission to connect into your energy, and I'm gonna ask Mama Jane to come forward, okay? So did your mom spend a lot of time in the kitchen, Makwa? What I got as soon as I asked for her to connect is she was I seen her like with a hand towel, and she was like rubbing the hand towel, and like she was turning away from the stove. And so she was like, well, she's like, I got time for my baby. I got, and but she was really doing, she did a lot of work with her hands, and she did a lot of cooking. So she spent a lot of time uh, cleaning and cooking and taking care of the family. And she spent a lot of space with you. So Makwa, I'm asking, what message do you have for Makwa now with what's going on? Did you so she showed me a little girl with braids in her hair. When you were, did she braid your hair when you were younger, or play with your hair? Because sometimes when I see braids, it represents like mother touching your hair, playing with your hair. But she spent a lot of time cooking for your family, taking care of your family, caring for the family. And her primary role was, in as the matriarch in your family, was to make sure everybody was taken care of. But sometimes at the detriment of her own care, which is what I'm really feeling like she kind of she knew things weren't great. She knew things weren't right right before she passed, and she was trying to foretell the family, but she didn't want to scare anybody, so she kind of kept that message to herself and didn't tell anybody that she was as sick as she was, because she was the type of woman that would just keep going on and keep going on and keep going on until like she couldn't go on anymore. And as she's in this space, she's telling me, she's like, you need to put yourself first. You need to take care of you. You have to still do the things that you need to do, but you have to do you. Take care of you. Don't let what I did to myself be a downfall for you. Does Mako, is that making sense to you? If you want to put a chat message in the chat, any connections there? And any clarifying message that you'd like? There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of tears, there's a lot of leftover emotions where she is very knowing that she left everybody behind. She feels like she left her job unfinished, and she feels like that her leftover job unfinished is being passed on to you, and she doesn't want you to feel like it's your responsibility to do all of it by yourself. She's like, it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to be so strong and so independent, even though I raised you to be strong and independent. So Makwa, if you have any other questions, please let me know, because what I'm getting is that she just really needs you to know that you are not 100% responsible for the family. That you can have your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, things that you want to do, and to stop putting your life on hold because you feel like you have to take care of everybody else. And she says, you're going to have a hard time believing that or hearing that, because she always put family first and you guys were always her number one priority. But she wants you to make sure you're taking care of you. Yes. So your question is, does she forgive me? And the short answer is yes. She wasn't really angry at you. She wasn't angry at you. She was disappointed in the way the situation was handled, but she wasn't angry with you. She was angry at the situation. She was angry at the word politics is what like that. The word politics is the way things were handled, but it's not. And I say politics is like you guys were like fighting over like semantics. So she when I ask, is she, does she forgive? Do you forgive her? And she's like, it was never about her. It was about everybody was trying their best to argue and get their way, and you were taking your steps, and she's like, you need to keep taking your steps. You can't be responsible for everybody else. And she wasn't mad at you. She was kind of jealous that she didn't do that in her life. Like it was the end of her life and she was looking back and reflecting, like she would love to have been as strong as you. So and you've been carrying for a while this pain, this She's like, she's not gonna believe you. She's not gonna believe you. She's like, she thinks that I'm still mad at her, and it's because you're carrying the pain, like you're carrying that burden inside of you, and and it was, you were really taking care of yourself, which is what she wanted you to do, because she needed you to be strong enough to live your life without her. And that burden that you're carrying is not a burden that she's dropping on you. It's a burden that you've given to yourself because you feel this fear from her. Okay, and there's sorry, I closed my eyes and forgot to read the comment. She says, "Oh wow, I thought I dropped the ball with her, and I was her caregiver. It was a bad year before she passed." But that's like, even as a caregiver or a care provider, um, she's gonna pass. It was her, time to pass. So as her provider, you, regardless of, as long as you were doing the basics for her, she was gonna pass either way because it was her time. Like, and what from an energetic standpoint, we all have a time when it's time for us to go. And it was her time to really know and understand that it was her time to go. And you were very much in the space to give her the care that she needed, but you couldn't save her, honey. You couldn't keep her from having that fate. And she says, "I've been carrying the guilt for years." And I want to offer to you, if you're ready to let go of that guilt, the message and the channel that she came is that it's time for you to no longer carry the burden. It's not your responsibility. Not only is it not your responsibility to carry this burden from the past, but it's not your responsibility to keep carrying that burden from the rest of your family, because of the guilt that you feel, it's directly dictating things that you're doing in your life right now. Hmm. And just much love to you, my dear. Just much love. I can feel a lot of pain and a lot of pressure and tears. And just know that tears are an energetic release. And if we're crying, it means that we're letting go of the things that we've carried and burdens that we've carried for years and years. Your mother loves you. She thanks you for everything that you did for her. She thanks you for the time, energy, and years of your life that you gave up. She thanks you for the blessings and the carings and the love. You made her laugh. She would get frustrated at you. So I got this image of you like, she would use your conversations with her to bring her spirits and joy up. So you guys would have conversations when you were caring for her, and you would be frustrated because you would be tired, but you would make her laugh. Hmm. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I'm crying so hard. I'm just gonna let that work. And then it says, Angela Johnson says, "I feel the same way about my dad. I was his caregiver, and I feel like I dropped the ball. Sending you lots of love and light, as I know exactly where you are. This message has helped me as well." Oh, thanks, Angela. That's beautiful. I absolutely love, I absolutely love when the messages carry over for the healing of everyone in the room. It says, "Oh my God, I used to tease her so bad." Yeah, and she loved it. It was one of her most favorite things that you did, and she knew. And then she'd pretend to be cranky, but she wasn't. She didn't know how not to do it. So Oh, Dawn, thank you. It says, bless you, Makwa. What a beautiful reading. I'm so touched by this. Okay, Makwa. We're going to let Mama Jane go. Return her energy. But just be surrounded in the love that she's given you. Okay. All right, Hollis, let's find us our next person. So if you're just now joining us, if you want a reading, I would like you to put your name of the person that you would like me to do the reading for into the comments, and then we will pick the person. I will connect to them energetically. We will bring in the message, and then we will provide that message out to you. And so just go ahead, and if you're just now joining us, that's how I do my readings. And thank you so much for being here. I just really appreciate it. Makwa, thank you for allowing me to be in the energy with your mom. She was beautiful and she loved you so very much. Okay, Angela Johnson. Okay, Miss Angela, I'm taking this moment to connect in with your energy, and we are going to be looking for Edward. And Angela, if you have a question that you would like to get cleared with Edward, or you'd like to hear from Edward, please feel free to drop the question as I connect in. So I've asked Edward's energy to join us, and I'm asking him to give me some information about himself. So how did he relate to Angela? How did he show up for Angela? I'm asking for some distinguishing features. So I'm just letting that energy build. But what I got, Angela, is that for you yourself, when you thought about Edward, you would always kind of get giddy. And he knew that about you. So when you thought about him, you would always you'd get a big smile on your face. You'd get like happy, like Edward brought you joy. And so, and whether you know that or not, he knows that that's how you felt about him. And so I get that Edward, so I'm going to do a couple of evidential things. I think Edward's got he's got dark hair in the image that I'm seeing. He's got dark hair, and he stepped forward with kind of a bad boy swagger. So, and so the question, Angela put a question up, and it's what message are you trying to tell me in my dreams? So Edward, Angela's having a hard time knowing and understanding what the message is from the dream. So are you willing to share that information today in this call? He says, yes, I'm ready to share this information with you. I'm ready to tell you. He's like, I've been trying to tell you over and over and over again how much I loved you, but you just don't want to hear it. You think that because of the way things ended, the way things went, that I didn't love you. And I really, truly did love you. You just were hard headed about it. And you didn't let me love you the way that I needed to love you. You wanted me to love you the way you wanted to be loved. And I was trying to love you the way I wanted to love you. And so every time we turned around, we were bumping heads because you didn't like, if I said the sky was blue, you were saying the sky was purple, and we were just disconnecting or bumping heads with each other, and we weren't coming in together. We never like we never got on the same page the way that we were supposed to. And so all the time you were always like, he loved you, he cared about you, he wanted you to know. And he wanted you to know, and there's this. So I was asking because okay, so the top of I was getting like I keep getting a lot of pressure in the top of my head, and I'm asking specifically like he keeps telling me you are hard headed. So Angela, with your relationship with Edward, did you guys feel like, or did you personally feel like you struggled to communicate with him? Because he feels like he's sending you all these messages and all these signs, and he's trying to talk to you in your dreams, and he's trying to show up for you because you keep asking him to show up. And every time he shows up, you're like, can't be, can't be him. And so you like he feels like you're discounting him and discounting the messages that he is sending you because you're like he's like, I don't know how else to communicate with her. He's like, I'm trying, like, even right now there's this like, you're not 100% sure this message is from him, kind of coming through from him. And he's like, she loves me, she wants to hear this message, but she doesn't want to hear the message. And because if you hear the message, then there's more to it than that. So I'm gonna pause right there and see if there's another. Okay, she says, LOL, absolutely not. We communicated well. I was hard-headed as a child, but the dreams aren't clear. So what is it in the dreams that you um aren't understanding? And he's still telling me that you had, like, he would say it's purple and you would like there's like this, like, you guys may have, it's like every time he tried to talk to you, it was like he felt that you were not hearing the depth of the conversation. You heard what you wanted to hear, took the pieces out of the conversation that you wanted to hear, and left the rest. And he says you're doing the same thing in his dreams, that the dream message that he's sending you. So what exactly? Hey, it's simple. He loved you. He loved you. He cared about you. He wanted you. He wants you to. He wants you to be okay enough to move on, but he knows that you're not ready. You're not really ready for that, and that you're that you're stubborn. Um. So she says, I just keep seeing him sick and passing in my dreams. It's because you loved him, and and he left you. And so if you're seeing him as sick and passing in those dreams, it's like it's your psyche replaying that, that dis- the disconnect energetically, and you're not ready to move forward, and he's saying it's time to let him go. It says, I feel like when I was his caregiver, I dropped the ball while focusing on one thing and missed another sickness that popped up that I feel like I could have prevented. This goes back to the conversation that we were just having. When our loved ones pass, it's because it was their time. Everything that you could have done for him, you did for him. All the time. All the time. All the time. Okay. I ask Edward, what message do you have to help with this doubt that she has here? So the message I'm getting is, Angela, baby, I know that you feel like it was your fault. I know that you keep seeing this as your reasoning. You're the reason why I passed away. He's like, I see that. I see it in your actions. I see it in your thoughts. I see it in your energy. And eh, he's like, there was nothing that you could have done. I was going to go. I was going to leave. But what you did do is you brought me joy, you brought me happiness, you brought me love, you brought me contentment, you brought me the will to live, the beingness to move forward. He's like, I would have gone a long time before if I hadn't known how much it was going to hurt you and how much it was going to impact your life and how much you were going to be hurt from this pain and this discomfort that you carry with you every day. He still carries a guilt energy that he left you alone. And he wants you to be happy, and he wants you to be healthy, and he wants you to take care of you. Ooh, his energy is strong. That man loved you. Loved you. Hmm. I asked him if there was anything else he'd like to say before we disconnect. And his answer is, I just want her to be okay. Angela, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for allowing me to channel Edward. He loved you. And he still says that you were hard-headed. Oh. Oh, I truly believe that he held on for a long time for us. I was definitely his baby girl, and it hurts so much. Mm, that's beautiful. Such a beautiful message. I can relate to this some. I feel like I could have saved my mom and prevented, as well as Angela. Guys, says thank you so much for connecting with my dad. He was an awesome father. Yeah, he just held you in, like, he just held you in such high esteem. Guys, one of the things as we do this work is that you come into this space with all these people that you love and you do life with, and we cannot prevent them from leaving. And it's up to us in our healing energy to move through the pain that comes with them leaving this planet. And so really having these messages and moving through the energy really gives you an opportunity to be blessed and move the pain and the energy out. So that's what I love about doing these messages and connecting in with your loved ones. Okay, Carla, I'm gonna move on, guys. Carla, my brother Marty, it's his birthday today. All right. Give me just a second. I need to disconnect from Edward. Okay. So Carla, what I asked Marty if he was ready to connect with you today, and he's like, hiya, sis. He like, and he kind of gave a jaunty little wave in my brain. And so I was like, okay, all right, Marty, how do we, how do we evidence to Carla that you're here with us and that this is your connection with you? And he goes, well, she should know. I just went around like pulling your hair, tugging your hair when you were a kid. Like it was one of his favorite things to do. I was Marty, was he your younger brother? Because I get this sense that if he wasn't your younger brother, he was definitely the prankster of the family, and he liked to pick on you and poke on you, and like like your parents, like this was the typical energy of the if you two don't stop, we're going to turn this car around kind of little brother-ish energy. So he liked to make fun of things. He liked to enjoy like life and fun. And so that was one of the things that came right away, is that he's like, I enjoyed life. I enjoyed how you are, or how we hung out and we spent time together. So is he okay? Has he met her grandparents? Okay, and is he okay with I am helping our parents? And it looked like there was a flash there for a second that he's actually your older brother, and that's fine, because like I still get this like playful energy. So that was the big thing right there. It was the more playful energy that he had with you, and he liked to tease you. It was like one of his favorite things to do when you guys were younger. So let me ask about your grandparents, and then ask about how things are going with your parents. So ask right away. I got this the question that I got was, or when I asked, have you met with your grandparents, and I got the words Grandpa Joe. Now I don't know if you have a Grandpa Joe, but this is what he's saying in my head. He's like, I'm hanging out with Grandpa Joe, and so and he's like, it's it's different here. It's it's like we're able to spend all the time we want watching over you guys and taking care of you guys. And I was like, Carla really wants to know how are things going with the family? Are you okay with the way she's doing things? Are you okay with things that are coming up? And his response is, he goes, Marty, hold on. So there's a message coming through for Marty. And I'm like, Marty's on the other side, sir. Oh, okay. So the grandpa energy is Marty needs to stop picking on you. So Carla, have you been having experiences in your home where lights are flickering, things are getting knocked off, you um there is like your brother's not, he's not haunting you, but he's messing with you. So like he's hiding things from you. He's because his playful energy didn't dissipate when he is no longer physically here. And I did see that there is no Grandpa Joe, but it was a grandpa energy. So it was definitely your grandpa. And but your grandpa is like telling him, stop messing with her. Stop messing with her. And then his response about your parents, he's like, you are doing the best job that you can do. It's not going to be perfect, so stop making yourself feel like you have to be perfect in everything that you do. You're not perfect. You never have been. That's why I used to mess with you. And stop thinking that no matter what you do, everything is going to, like, everything is bad. So sometimes you get into your own head and you go down the worst case scenario path. And he's like, you need to dig yourself out of that worst case scenario, because it's not where you need to be. It's not what you need to do. And we really need to bring you out of that energy, because it gets dark down there, and you really get sad, and you get in your own head that you're not doing the best that you can for the people that you love, and your best is better than somebody else's worst, and that you strive for perfectionism, you strive for the ability to connect and do the things that that other people can't even do. But you never give yourself credit. You never give yourself the opportunity to accept the things that you're doing that are good. So I'm gonna pause there for a moment. So Carla, I'm just curious, are you having any experiences at your house? Or have you had any experiences at your house? I'm just curious about that one, because I distinctly seen him hiding stuff from you. I see the response is, thank you. You are most welcome. I appreciate you being here. Marty's a trickster, and he likes you, and he loves you, and he misses you. And if you're if the next time something comes up missing in the house and you know it was there yesterday, it's your brother. So, all right. What we're gonna do next, Hollis? Says, I'd love to hear from my granddad. He went missing 15 years ago, and I just need to know if he's at peace. Okay. LG shop. And this is from Joanna. Joanna? Okay. And I think it's so Carla says that she's missing a set of sheets since she moved. Oh, yeah. And she says, I believe that. Yeah, because he's thank you, Carla. Thank you for the validation. I really appreciate the validation there. And just knowing that he's there for you. He's really, really sitting there with you, and he appreciates you. All the love and appreciation there for what you're doing for your family. And he just really wants you to appreciate yourself. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and release Marty's energy. Give me just 1 second. So the message that I'm getting for LG is that when he left, it was because he was in a no good place and a no good space. Did LG have a blue car? So I was asking for, so I want to make sure that we're like, so the energy was really heavy. The energy that's coming through is really heavy. Um, there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of anger. There was a lot of frustration. I feel like there was some drugs involved. There's definitely a blue car involved. Um, and and he kind of did it out of protection. Um, like he left more out of protection for the family. He was a you get the build that I get for him is he was like tall and uh, I don't I'm terrible at height, you guys. So he was a thin man, but he was like a tallish thin man. But I'm 5'3". Everybody's taller than me. So um so thin, tall. He had, liked to wear hats. And it was just heavy. It was a heavy, dark time. And that's like he just like it wasn't good. It wasn't it wasn't like death is never good, but for him particularly, it was really hard for him. And he wanted to protect his family the best that he could, kind of shield everybody from it. Um, but because he was trying to shield you from the pain or the loss, he was also shutting everybody out and not connecting with anybody. And so he was very silent and like right before he passed. Okay. Duana said that no, but a witness stated he got in a blue car with somebody, in a blue car in someone. I'm assuming with someone, and it was and he was mostly doing it out of protection. He was trying to get away from the family so that he could protect the family, because if he was gone, then you guys were protected. And so he took himself out of the space, and it was very chaotic. It was very traumatic. It was very it wasn't good. Honestly, like, and I'm getting a lot of pressure, and like usually when I get a lot of pressure, the messages they're coming in so fast, my human brain can't translate them, because he's happy that you have stepped into this space. Um, she says that he loves his hats. He was bald. Okay, yeah, because I got the, and I was like, well, what kind of hat? I was trying to see if it was like a baseball cap or a fedora kind of hat, and he's like, it was just like I love hats, and I was so, um, but he was really trying to just distance himself so that nobody in your immediate family would get hurt. And so then your question was, is he okay? And the response is that I didn't live my life in the best life. I lived a pretty shitty life, and I hurt a lot of people. And as a result of that, a lot of you have carried this burden for years and years, and he's not able to fix it from where he is. So his heart still hurts that he hurt so many people. And so it's a very trying space for him in his awareness that he hurt so many people in this lifetime. And he he's good. He's fine. He's just aware that he hurt so many of you, and that you guys are still carrying this burden, years after his death. The message that, and some of you may not know this, is that when your loved one passes over, all the pain, all the burden, all the human emotions that we have here stop, and they go into pure energy form. And what ends up happening is they can see you, they can feel you, they can hear you, and energetically his heart is broken that he incarnated on this planet with a bunch of people in his family and knowingly hurt them. And so that's where his heart is broken. That's where his pain is coming from. He doesn't have real, like, physical pain like we have as a human, but he's watching kind of the pain and the chaos that he left behind. And he also wants to thank those that were willing to own the pain for him, the people he left behind. That was deep. I'm going to ask if LG has anything else to say. You no longer need to keep hurting or keep carrying this pain. I don't like seeing everybody suffer. I don't like seeing everybody be hurt. I don't like seeing everybody just be in this space of trauma and turmoil because of my decisions, my choices. If anything, I have anything for you, I want you to know that I love you, know that I care about you, know that you were important to me. And had I had a different life path planned when I came into this world, I would have given you a better life. And for that, I'm sorry. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life path, allowing me to be part of your life, allowing me to see you grow up. And I'm sorry that I caused you so much anger and hurt. If you want to take this time to start the healing process, I'll be there. I'll stand beside you. I'll take care of you. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same as if I was physically there, but I'll bring you to the right people. I'll show you the right places. I'll guide you the best way that I can. And just know that I look over you and I watch you and I'm proud of you. And I asked him if there was anything else, and his response was, "She's my baby." Okay. That one was a deep one, you guys. So there was a couple of amazing comments, you guys. I had my eyes closed, so I couldn't see all of them. I love this so much. Tonight, all these messages definitely resonate so much. My husband saying most of these things. It's so hard not to miss him. Well, Sienna, the best part about these messages is it's really hard not to have the hurt and the sadness, but there's healing that comes through it too. Oh, is it? Yeah. It says, Tabbie, that was amazing. So full of healing. I hope she heals. Me too. Me too. Because we are healers, you guys. We're here to heal. It says that was really sweet, but it's beautiful to be in a space of love and protection and healing. It says, thank you for your beautiful message. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you guys for being on. Thanks you for being here. Thank you for, if you guys didn't come, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. And so my goal in life is to help other people heal from the traumas that they've been through. Most of you don't know my story, but my mom died in 2008 and of cancer. And my journey to today was brought on from my mom's passing. Had it not been for her death, I wouldn't have sought out additional healing modalities, or the pain that came through that is growing me into the person I've become today. So it's through the tragedies, you can grow, you can heal, you can really move yourself forward. So it's painful and it's hard. And when you're in the middle of your grief, it's so hard. But finding people that you can share that grief with and letting it out really does change you from the inside out. So.
All right. Well, hey, you guys. Does that story sound familiar or what? How many mediums come to mediumship because someone passed? It is the most common story I've ever heard in mediumship. In fact, I can't think of a medium that's in mediumship that doesn't have that story right now. Anyway, just saying. And I actually believe that everyone can connect. So I hope that you guys some people will take the time to get a private reading with Tabbie. A private reading goes much deeper with much more information and evidence and messages for you. And I hope that you're able to find the healing. I really believe that readings bring healing. Like, I think that we should get as many readings as possible, but that's just my personal opinion. Like, I recommend it as a self-care tool. So, like, as often as you'd get a massage, that's how often you'd get a reading. So, just saying. You have a cat. It almost looked like the cat
Kenny,
was
my
walking
cat.
on your head.
That would be my kitten, Kenny. Kenny comes and says
Okay.
hello when the energy's high.
Okay. All right. And yeah, so it's okay. Nicole reads with a dog in her hand, so it is what it is. Animals are part of this story too. And so for any of you that are out there that did get a reading and you appreciate that reading, Tabbie would love a review in the group. So you could just tag her in the group. And for any of you out there that are thinking about trying to connect on your own, there's a class on Tuesday. And there's only a few more slots, and I'll show you how to connect because, again, I think everyone can do it. I think some people are meant to do readings for others, but everybody's meant to connect to their loved one. I think because they're your spirit guide, that's why. And I think that we're built in with the ability to talk to our spirit guides. And remember, they're not human anymore. And so the class is only $22, Barbara. It's Tuesday night. I'm not sure what time it'll be in Australia. It might be like Wednesday morning, Barbara. Okay. Thanks, Dawn. I appreciate that. I also have some practices later this month that you can also sign up for, and there's the manuals. If you didn't get a manual last night from my live, please go check it out because there's some pretty cool lives. If you watch that live, you get like 50% off those manuals. So thanks, Tanya. Um, oh, so look, Donna already knows what time it is in Australia. It's at 1 p.m. It's at 1 p.m., Barbara. Isn't that great? We got our own time conversion and everything. We got
Right?
people all over the world. Oh yeah, we got people all over the world. All right, Samantha, I'll see you in the practice reading in a couple weeks. I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun. You guys can come in and and we'll be doing practice readings, okay? And I'm glad that your heart is lighter, Makwa. That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
And Don was asking, I do psychic readings. So I do mediumship, I do psychic readings, and I also do specifically healing readings, like energy healing to clear out the negative. And you can link them all through. Hollis has the link. Hollis has all the technical parts, you guys. I'm just showing up and she's telling me what to do.
Yeah. So yeah, and so the link is definitely I definitely put it up in the group and you should be able to see it in the description, but I'll put it again in the group to book with Tabbie. You can definitely get a hold of that. There we go. And just remember, you guys, that, when you get a private reading, it's way more in depth. It takes a lot more energy. And you can book with Tabbie and enjoy time with your loved one and feel connected. And thanks, Alyssa. They're pretty cool manuals. I agree. Melissa said, I've heard that so many times, Tabbie. I lost my sister in 2016 and then my dad in 2020. We lost our son in 23. And that's when I started seeking out ways to connect with my son. I frankly, I can't think of a medium right now that came to mediumship without experiencing a death. I know a lot of mediums, you guys. Yeah, I know a lot of mediums, you guys. And that's how I got here. My dad died. It was the first death I really experienced of someone that I was close to. And my dad wasn't the only parent I was close to. So, and now my dad's my spirit guide, So now my dad, and that's part of what the manuals are, is that I believe that you want to connect with your spirit guides if you want to be a medium, because your guides will help interpret the messages for you. My guides, that's why I always set an intention at the beginning of any reading, sort of like you do, Tabbie, but I just set the intention that I will accept any messages that are willing to come through and that my guides will help me interpret them to the best of my ability. And so that's really, it's kind of the same thing, just a different approach. So, I think all of us have a different way of doing things, and I think that that's why you should study under many mediums.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is, like, that's the best part about taking your class, Hollis, is that when they step into your class, what they can do is they can learn your way, and then they can learn how other people in the class interpret things, because how you do it and how I do it is always going to be different than how they do it, because it comes through our perception. So it's going to come through your perception. It's going to come through their perception. And we all have to, that was the thing that took me the longest to understand when I was growing my gifts, is that I'm never going to do it just like Hollis. I'm never going to do it just like my friend. And I'm never going to do it like XYZ teacher. I've got to do it my way. And it wasn't until I owned my way that it, like, all of a sudden it was like the door flung open and they're like, here we are. Would you like to, what would you like? We have lots of flavors.
And everybody has their own way and everybody comes to it from a different like perspective or whatever. And then a lot of times it has something to do with your astrology chart. A lot of times it's written in your astrology chart.
I'm
Yeah,
not great at astrology, Hollis. I still need to do that with you.
yeah. So yes, Tanya, the practice reading classes the rest of the month, I think they're on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. It's essentially where you'll practice with other other mediums that are just practicing. You'll practice with them. And like Sarah Redcrow is somebody that studied with me. I've watched Sarah when Sarah Redcrow first came to me, she didn't even think she could connect. And if you listen to her story, she tells you the same thing every time. So it's that's why we're doing the classes like this. That's why I do it, because a lot of people would like to learn with me, and so that's what we're doing it. All right, Barbara, good luck. I hope the money comes to you with ease. You're welcome, Melissa. She said it's beautiful readings tonight. And Barbara said, thank you, Tabbie. And Tracy loves the manuals too. And it's what I click on, Lolly. That's what happens. Thank you, Melissa. And yeah, exactly. Barbara, when you're really close to certain people and they pass, I think you can communicate with them easier. So, Elaine said, Tabbie, you have such a special gift.
Thanks, Elaine.
Kind of like trying to discover learning types only for mediumship. Exactly, Alyssa. Exactly. And a good teacher will teach to all of your styles. And I regard myself as a pretty good teacher. I'm a Virgo, so I'm a natural teacher. Okay, so some people just have to be banned. And yeah, I can see your messages, Lolly. I can see them. It's just that I'm not going to bring your messages up while Tabbie's reading for someone else. It's distracting. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to keep focused.
Yeah, exactly.
Come at you when we're doing these lives. It's hard to
exactly.
focus.
Exactly.
That's why
exactly.
I close my eyes.
Carla said thank you for the reading. She appreciates it so much. And best way to give back, I believe that if you ever take anything from someone, regardless of what that thing is that you should always give back. And that's why I say go ahead and write a review in the group, and or you can write a review on the page if you want, or you can write a review somewhere else. For Tabbie, if you'd like, you can even make comments at the bottom of her page, I think. And so just saying that we appreciate you. We appreciate you coming today, because it's so darn important. Because guess what? If you weren't here, this wouldn't happen. So we're so glad you guys tune in. And I love this community. You guys support each other so well. You're so good to each other. There's no competition. Isn't it just beautiful? I love it. I love the beautiful people in this group. I love how everybody supports each other. It's just amazing. People are so good to each other in this group. It's magical. And I appreciate it, because not everybody in the world is doing that. You know what I mean? Like, some people is not nice to each other. We need to be nice to each other, okay?
Right.
Keep loving each other. Keep supporting each other. Keep being good to each other. And you're welcome, Annie. It's great to see you. And as I always say is, take care of each other. Be good to each other. Be good to people. Do your best to support each other. And your loved ones are with you. I promise they are. All the time. Always and forever.
Always.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Hollis.
All right. You're welcome. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.